We're going live, and no countdown this time. I didn't like how the countdown was my thumbnail.
But you know you can go in and change that, right?
Right down was my thumbnail. Oh, here's Larry, just in this nick of time.
Yep, there's Larry.
My ears were tingling.
He had to change into the phone booth into his costume.
Totally.
All right.
Evening,
hey, Larry.
Good evening. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. It's Friday.
Right.
Woohoo!
Friday, it's WandaVision Day.
Oh my god.
Marvel Day, which is just called Marvel Day, Marvelous Day. I don't know. Spoiler Day. So, thanks for being here, guys, everybody. The discussion is about to begin. We have episode 8 of WandaVision and lots of new information, but maybe not all the answers we were thinking we were going to get.
Some answers and more questions.
Yes.
Not impressed. Not impressed.
So real quick, just for anybody watching on replay, we've got Lego Train Guy. Why don't you say hi, Bryce?
Sorry, I'm dumping a bunch of stuff in the safe. Hello, I am LTG Lego Train Guy here. I'm Jesse's buddy down at the Train Museum. So
good enough.
Yeah.
Enough said. Who's making noises?
Someone's letting something rip.
Rip it.
Was it this?
Rip it.
Oh, yep.
Sorry, little microphone noise.
So Larry, since you're interrupting, why don't you do an intro and tell us what you had for lunch, Larry?
Oh God, you know.
I
don't think I had lunch today. Oddly enough, no, I was too busy sorting during my lunch hour. But no, I got up bright and early, watched the show. Wow,
First thing,
cool.
Wow. Yeah,
I was half expecting them to show Pietro, the actor who played him again, but
yeah, because the last thing we saw was a mid-credit scene, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where it was Pietro, Snooper's gonna snoop, right?
Yeah. Well, and when they went back to the laboratory, I was thinking, are they going to show him and her or just her? Well, I guess it was just her.
Yeah, that was actually a little disappointment. That we usually get two sides of the story, outside the bubble or the hex, inside the hex. And then, Monica and Pietro, what's going on there? Because it's definitely, I think, a different person than Agatha Harkness, but under her control. So
I don't know what day of the week it is either. This was one of my only Marvel shirts that was clean. So
Taco Tuesday.
La Piscina de Muerta.
I've been wearing my Spider-Man because they're dropping the Spider-Man trailer title reveal stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And we can talk a little bit about No Way Home. But Troy, why don't you say hi? We'll go around the horn a little bit just at the beginning.
How's it going, everybody?
Hi, Troy.
My name is Troy. I'm a Marvel-holic.
Hi, Troy.
I've been clean for a few minutes.
Few minutes. You just got off the show.
Sort
He's been DC clean for.
Yeah, he was trying to.
No offense to people recovering.
Right.
For real.
And that's like that's like drinking water after the beer. We'll talk about Superman and Lois, though. Some of us have seen the first episode. We'll save that for later. I'll jump up. We'll zigzag across the room here, go up to Willie. Why don't you say hello or cowabunga?
Hello. I am Willie, and I am the 5th Ninja Turtle.
Yes.
Nice.
I thought that was a robot.
I thought it was a girl turtle.
No. The girl turtle we don't count.
No. Or a lizard or some kind. I don't know.
She's like that cousin that comes over that you don't really like.
Man. So yeah, last week we talked a little bit about Ronin Turtle, and I was able to watch like a comic explainer where they go through the dialogue, and so I was able to see the pages, but they don't show the words. So I think there's a copyright thing if you show comics with the words, and then they just kind of talked you through the story. So I was able to kind of follow along with that. Is it issue 2 of that Ronin?
Yeah.
That you were able to pick up.
Man, this story is great, man. This turtle story is awesome.
That's
Yes, it is. I told you so. I told you.
Well, you tell us more, Mel. Mel brought up he was flexing the Ninja Turtles last week, and we're all caught up a little bit with it.
Indeed. So, we talking turtles? Or we talking
I don't know. You got all kinds of things happening in your world. If you don't know Mel from Lego Masters or Cake Boss or Fox News doing a commission build or Lego Black History Month post today, you're having a good day.
Yeah.
We're having a pretty good year to start off. Can't complain at all. That Ronin, man, I went back and read it again, and actually got a couple copies for a friend because I'm trying to entice them to pick up on the turtles. You know, like I said, this is the story the way that the turtles should have been read. You know what I mean? I think turtles are fun loving for kids, right? And I don't think we might have gotten into the turtles unless we were the kids first, and then we got that version. So now, as adults, we want a kind of an adult story. Not the SNL version of it. You remember that SNL version where they're in their mid-30s and have gone through a midlife crisis. This is something like that now, where they're older, right? You remember that they're a little bit older, right? They're a little bit older now,
Right?
And the times has changed.
Like Fat
And
Thor just
it's
sitting
just
around
funny.
eating pizza and playing video games
Right.
still.
Play video games and kick foot soldiers, and it was like a never-ending battle. Well, now the battle is starting to end because the people who started the battle are no longer around, and so it's starting to end a little bit. And so it gets a little gory, you know, and concepts start to change. Like Splinter's concept, you know, he realized that you got to end this family. You know, he was like, you got to end it. That's the only way you're gonna get the peace. No, at any cost. You know, at any cost. So that's what it's boiling down to. You're gonna see these turtles start to drop off one by one because the last Ronin is just that one. You know, so you know which turtles die. I'm not gonna tell you. You need to go pick up the copy. But there's only one left, and you know they're dropping off one by one, and they're telling the story how they drop off. It's like that, man. But hey, WandaVision is all the rage. I'm gonna tell you, Jesse. I'm a little bit upset with this episode. I'm a lot upset.
Yes.
Because honestly, I'm gonna tell you why.
Yes.
Because we're back to episode 1. At the end of the credits, we're back to episode 1. And so it's like, you know, and it's like, you know, WTF, right? I'm like, WTF, what's the deal? And it wasn't until after the credits roll, they show you the little surprise. And it's like, man, y'all should have led with that. So I'm a little bit mad because I think this is fluff because all this is for me is just the origin story.
Yeah.
We know about Habitat. We know about the Scarlet Witch. We know who the Scarlet Witch is.
It was a recap. It was a recap episode.
But they've never called her that in the MCU.
Right. Not until now.
Since they called her that, that's supposed to be a big deal.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They call her Wanda a lot now. So let's go back. We get a recap, but we get a small intro of or backstory for Agatha Harkness in the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So we go back
cool.
to Salem.
I like that. Yeah.
We go back to 1693, and witches. What do you call it? Witch trials.
The Salem witch trials.
Yeah, Salem witch trials. But the witches are trying their own system.
Right.
out.
That was kind of like a little bit of a curveball.
That was odd. Right, that was odd, right, Larry?
Mhm.
That was weird. It's like, wait a minute, y'all all witches.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
but there's
did
good
seem
witches
like-
and bad witches.
Yeah, so that was a nice twist right away. She gets tied up, but it's like magic handcuffs, and I'm like, whoa, what's going on here? Oh, they're all witches.
Yeah,
And-
that's what I was like too when I started watching that episode.
The head witch or the mother witch, or maybe it's her real mother. I'm not sure. Had the brooch
Good
on.
question.
I don't, because it could just be like the leader of the whole coven, and you call her mother. But it seemed more emotional a little bit.
Yeah.
So
So
that was
can you explain? All right, so there's a covenant of witches, right? And apparently, Hagatha did something like, beyond whatever, to from a point of no return where they decide that okay, she's a bad witch. Can you explain what happened at that point? Whereas, they would get ready to crucify her, or for lack of better terms, and they put all this energy into it to get rid of her, but it backfires. What happened?
right.
Well, the way I interpreted it was she's come into, I don't know, her power. Like she's finding out she's a stronger witch, and that's what's freaking all the other witches out.
Yeah.
Because she's like, I don't know what I'm doing.
The other witches-
And first she's screaming in agony, and then all of a sudden, instead of she's absorbing all this energy and sucking it out of the other witches.
Okay.
And so I don't know. I mean, to me, this is very this is what a mutant would do. Now I'm not in the comics. Agatha Harkness is not a mutant as far as I know. But that's what would be some kind of a traumatic triggering event that, first she's unaware of how powerful she is, and she's starting to exhibit some things, and she's starting, her coven is starting to be a little afraid of her, and she's using powers she shouldn't maybe have, or she's using dark magic, they said. And she's like, I don't know what dark magic is, And she seemed pretty innocent of all that until they started, just blasting her with power. And then I think that and taking her mother's power probably is what that's her triggering origin event into
Definitely.
who she is now. And is she purely
She's a
evil?
witch. I mean,
I think, I don't know. She's kind of like one of these, I don't know, not purely evil, maybe, but she definitely desires power.
right.
She's like,
I mean, she even said it. I can be good.
Uh-huh.
Like, no.
Didn't they
But-
say that she came into power or knowledge that she wasn't supposed to have yet?
Yeah, she was She was sidestepping the rules of the coven and learning higher level stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, she
And
wasn't old enough for experience.
Darker stuff, like a Jedi learning Sith.
Yeah, right.
She was learning the dark side of the Force, and they were going to punish her or get rid of her. And whatever she had learned kept her safe, and she sucked that power in and leveled up.
Hmm.
So we see a level up origin story of Agatha Harkness.
Yeah, she hit
And,
level 50.
And since then, you can kind of see it was good that they showed it that way, because you fast forward to WandaVision, she's still sneaking around trying to steal knowledge from how Wanda is doing this magic, this overpowered magic. What do you think, Troy?
Yeah, I mean, adding to that, we originally thought it was Agatha controlling Wanda, but
All along.
we found out that it was actually her doing it, and then Agatha kind of just came along and found her with this enormous power, and she's wanting it for herself. So that's kind of interesting.
Okay, so that was my first big question of the show was, or maybe not in the chronologically in the show, but like, how did Agatha get into Westview? Because it seemed like Wanda went there. She was seeking. She had her deed from Vision about a house. She goes there and she has this mega event display of her power. However, if you go back to the end of the last show, it shows Agatha orchestrating everything. So was the deed from Agatha, and but see, Agatha didn't know about all of her tragedy. She's like, how did you get this way? And she's finding out about all the tragedy. So she didn't really know about Vision and the loss of him and all of that. And if there's this big protective bubble, is Agatha powerful enough to get into it without changing? I don't know. So many questions. So many questions.
How did she set up that room? Like,
I
she
think.
knew enough?
I
Oh,
think
that was cool.
I think that room was already there.
You think so?
Well,
Yeah.
she was the witch who put the spell on these ruins.
She made a comment or something about finding that or being drawn to that because of something.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it was already there.
Could have been, yeah.
She could have been in there when Wanda did what she did, or she could have been drawn there when Wanda did what she did.
I think she was drawn there.
But I think that cave and everything was already there.
Well, so I asked last week. I said, her basement is it in Westview, or is it
Right.
another?
That's a good question.
I mean, when they
walk
come out
through-
at the end and her kids are out there, they're in the street of Westview.
Right.
But
Right.
they could be passing through a portal, or it could be
Yeah.
magic.
We walked through quite a few doors in this episode. So
Well,
it
you
could have
remember
been-
with the runes where if you're in that area where the runes are, the only
Mhm.
magic can be used is the one who places the runes there. So that could have been untouched the entire time before she got there while she was there. But how did she not notice? Did she never go down to the basement when she was living there like, that whole time? Come on.
This guy's down there. Senior Scratchy's down there.
I
And
think
he's
she was already there.
this
was,
rabbit's not a vegan, so
Yeah.
Right.
don't think that is a rabbit. That is definitely some evil being. There's another book in the background here. I don't know what this tree is, but they're doing really good. I just think with the props, but sometimes there's some hidden secrets there.
Mhm.
Anyway, they do a cool little. Let me see if I can let this play a little bit. They do a little cool bit before we get to the recap stuff with Wanda. Where there's that tree, or that's from Captain America, where they're hiding the
First
Tesseract.
Avenger, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is the world tree,
Yeah,
which
that's
is Norse
Yggdrasil.
mythology.
Yeah.
Anyway, Agatha does some like simple protection spell. She does a mind control spell on this bug. Then she does a transmutation spell into a bird, and then she throws the bird at the bunny. So
That was funny. I thought we were in a class at Hogwarts.
right. Well, she's like testing Wanda, right?
Mhm.
how are you doing this like without any training?
Right.
I'll go back to the screen here. All right, so she plucks a hair from Wanda's head and does a memory spell, and they jump into some flashbacks. And the first place we go is Sokovia.
Now,
We see parents.
real life in Sokovia are they fascinated with American television like that? Like especially like the old American television. Like, Wanda's probably gotta be. She's probably gotta be. They show the CD, so it's at that point you're anywhere from like 1995 on up. So at that point, right? So I just, 1995, I wasn't watching any of those shows, man.
Well, he didn't sell many of those movies when he came back home.
Yeah, so he was trying to sell them, so I guess they was watching what he couldn't sell.
TV Land was very much a thing for me, watching I Love Lucy and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I watched it with my parents.
Yep.
I watched it.
I'm old enough to have watched all that stuff on syndication.
I watched it, but it was when it was in the 80s. I watched it.
Mhm.
As new stuff started coming out in the 90s, I didn't have that stuff on DVD, bro.
Not DVD, yeah.
Maybe
No.
reruns, just reruns on
Yep.
normal free TV. So yeah, we see the TVs. It kind of tells you that her growing up, she just has a strong connection with sitcoms.
Mhm.
I didn't read it too much into the Walnut episode of Dick Van Dyke, but they have nice conversation about shenanigans, and that meaning English, a silly problem or mischief,
Right.
and
I think that was alluding to the show itself.
right,
WandaVision.
right.
Silly mischief.
Silly mischief, but everything always working out fine in the end.
In the end.
Yeah, it's kind of why she created this world in a sitcom, because she feels like, even as a little bit further into that flashback, the bomb hits the building,
Yeah.
and then the kids run under the bed. Didn't seem like they did Quicksilver speed, but they got under the bed.
Mhm.
And then what do we see? Stark Industries toaster.
Yeah,
The
that's
red light.
Stark Missile.
Right. Well, and I thought it was interesting that Agatha alluded to Wanda stopping that bomb from going off.
Right.
Like, it wasn't a dud. She stopped it.
Yeah.
And that
Late.
kind of alluded to, I think the reason why they brought up that Walnut episode, because that was a dream sequence show.
Dream sequence.
And so that's kind of what Wanda was like, everything turns out okay at the end of the episode.
Just a bad dream. So,
And so-
she uses her powers without knowing, because
Maybe.
she even has the hand out there.
Maybe, yeah.
And Agatha called it probability hex.
Oh, and that's Scarlet Witch's thing. That's her main power.
Controlling reality, the probability of what's going to happen. Or
I like that they
perceive.
brought out a lot of, the canon aspects of Scarlet Witch, including her name at the end.
Yeah.
Yes.
Had to name drop it eventually, right?
Well, yeah, like, how are they just not going to ever call her that? But
I
nope.
thought Tyler
No.
thought Tyler Hayward was going to name her because he was so close. Like, what's her nickname?
Yeah, right.
But we'll get to more of him. I think we can move on. The next door we go through is Hydra. What do you think, Troy? I know you're a Cap and Hydra scholar.
Am I?
Wow.
Well, the one thing that I did notice in that scene was she had the powers before she touched the Mind Stone, right?
Right.
Is that
Well,
is
she
that
had
correct? Or
she
she
had
had
the-
somewhat of some kind of power where she could either control mutant powers. Yep. And the stone just enhanced her powers,
Hmm.
right?
Well, and they
Because I
said that every other subject died who touched it.
Right.
And
Yeah, you can't. No normal human can touch an Infinity Stone. So yeah, it's
right, it's like Star-Lord.
right. Yep. So she had something else
Amazing
going
that
on
Infinity
before.
Stone jumped out. Yeah. So wait. That's a good point, Troy. You think her home was probably actually set up by Hydra because they knew that those twins were something special, maybe?
Oh no!
No, they
'Cause
seem very
she-
surprised.
Yeah, no, because Agatha mentioned, so you joined an or a terrorist organization.
Uh-huh.
You know,
Anti-freedom terrorists.
after your parents died, and she's like,
Yeah.
I wanted to make a difference.
This is how you handle this? Yeah.
She wants to save the world.
Got a clip of some of that.
Change the world.
So she walks in, she sees the Loki staff, and she sees into it, or the stone comes to her.
Which that was also interesting because it's later on that they take the stone out of the staff.
Yeah.
But it must have revealed itself to her, or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right, huh? Yeah, I noticed that too. I was like,
So she sees the yellow. It's going to break open here. Well, it's just breaking open, I think, as far as her understanding of it.
And we see the silhouette of her, right?
Yeah, we'll see that in a
With her
second.
crown.
Oh, yeah.
Boom. There's the Mind Stone. Infinity Gem. And I think she's maybe absorbing some of this power too, because when she...
Oh, yeah. See,
Look at that. That is... I
Yeah,
got chills when I literally chills when I saw that.
So this is the future, I think. She's going to level up again, and this will be her...
Well, you
final
know that's her, because look at
one.
her hands. That's how she does her little hex spells.
Oh, yeah. That's her with the headdress. I think this is a little bit different than the Halloween one.
Yeah, it's going to be better, probably.
Yeah.
The whatever jacket/cape thing in the back. I don't know what else is coming up here. I'll let it play a little bit, but yeah, I think she's absorbing some of this power too, because when she creates vision, instead of releasing all red, it's yellow. There's a lot of color coding to understand. Agatha's purple, and the other witches were blue.
Mm-hmm.
And then Doctor Strange is usually kind of yellow too, but when he uses the time gem, it's green. Don't know what else to say about this episode other than they hinted. Go ahead.
That's what I do. So you get to the point where you see how she recreates vision. So then you got the guy, what's his name? The corporate guy. He took over the agency. I forget his name. What's his name?
Hartford.
Yeah.
So,
Hayward.
So Hayward tells, she comes back to the office, and Hayward tells her, hey, look, we're decommissioning, Vision. The Vision, we decommission him. He's a weapon, so we don't, we decommission him so he doesn't become a problem anymore. But he tells her that to fuel her anger, and he allows her to see Vision all chopped up. So now she's furious, right? That's her dude. She's furious with it, right? He knew that was the power that he needed to get Vision back online. He allowed that to happen. So she went, and that kind of put her in a spiral, because she went and she took a piece of Vision and she went and recreated this whole new life. Well, then he sends that drone in there, and now he still has that drone and her power. So now he has recreated Vision, and that's what we see in these last credits, right? He has recreated Vision, and he's connecting her power to the actual Vision. So what happens to her vision that's inside this bubble and the actual vision that is on the outside? So now, technically, you got two visions going on here, right?
Right.
What's up with that?
That was Mel, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. That was like the biggest question by the end of the show.
Yeah, I'm with Mel on that too.
Probably by the end of next week, there will be no visions.
I don't think it's actually Vision.
No, it's Ultron.
It's something else.
The white Vision. The white Vision is definitely a callback to the comics.
I remember something about that, but I don't remember what it was. And if you notice in his forehead, instead of the stone, he's got like a little arc reactor Stark style thing.
Yeah.
That kind of harkens back to the comics, because it's a diamond in the comics, right?
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Or a triangle, I mean.
They used the drone magic, the magic,
Or maybe just
residual
triangle.
magic from the drone to battery him up.
So I was wrong the whole time thinking she went in there and took his body.
Right? She didn't.
Well, I mean,
take-
they actually kind of showed you that. They kind of showed you that, so you wasn't wrong. They showed you that, but then they went back and changed the story again, right?
Yeah.
So,
They're just trolling you all kinds in this show. Making you think one thing and ends up being another.
Yeah, that's the trouble with this episode. So we get that part. That's well, before that, I guess if we go back in order of the episode, we see Avengers compound and Vision and Scarlet Wanda have a little moment, watching Malcolm in the Middle and talking about the show and trying to teach Vision some emotions or something. But other than that line,
like kind of early in their relationship too, because I mean you could tell that they cared about each other, but it's not like they were romantic yet. It seemed.
Right. Yeah, I think when we see Avengers and he saves her from like inside that bus or whatever it was, or lifts her out of the thing. There was a little moment there, but this is like more of a moment for sure, like their first moment of a relationship.
I think this was the part where they had her locked in there because she had that little incident in that the African country that blow up, and I think he was
Lagos.
Lagos.
Yeah.
I think this is before Lagos. I think this is after Ultron.
He was doing his weird thing and watching her through the walls, doing that weird thing.
Well, yeah, because Lagos is where. I'm sorry. No, you're right. Because that was. That was Civil War. That was Civil War that Lagos happened, right?
Yeah.
Right.
She got put on house arrest after Civil War. But they didn't really say at what time that was.
I think it was before that, though. They were both new to the Avengers right after Ultron and settling in and not knowing they're the new ones, the new people. So they kind of connect and they have a nice moment where Vision mentions, "What is grief if not love?" Persevering. That was nice, but
I want to embroider that on something and put it on the wall. That was actually a good quote.
That was the connection, man. That was the love connection, man. That was the phrase, man. Old Vision is a pimp, man. You know, he's not saying words.
He's a poet,
right? And you can use intelligence to describe love and grief. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, boy.
So
he's no Data, that's for sure. You know, he's
even Data guy. You know, Data said something smooth, and he got a little romance on the show too.
Yeah,
right?
but he was always like, you know, he never got emotions. He tried until he got his chip and blah blah. But Vision, like right off the bat, even like literally when he's first created, he's pondering. You know, I don't know what this is, and he seems very, which I think he needs that in order to form a relationship with Wanda from the beginning. He can't be the Data. He can't be the Spock who's like trying to learn what it is to be human and have emotions and all that. He like has them already, which is neat for a synthetic being.
Nobody gonna say what they really think, man, huh? Like, you know, there possibly could be two visions. You know, a vision could get erased. You know,
see, I don't know. I need to talk to my.
They combine and it makes the regular Vision. Like that's how maybe Vision actually maybe comes back to life, right? Because the two combine somehow, maybe. You know, nobody.
Yeah, I could see maybe the two of them combining, but not the one that Wanda created, because they already established that he can't leave the hex.
No,
right. And when he tried, he was I mean, did Wanda create? You know how he's got all of his synthetic and cybernetic and his insides, and how he was like being pulled apart as he was, walking through. He wasn't just a spell. He was like the original Vision. I mean, she recreated him like 100%, but was it 100%? If there's no Mind Stone, that's, I mean, the Mind Stone is what makes Vision Vision.
Yeah.
So,
well,
did Captain America get it back?
Well, not necessarily, because remember they were trying to get the Mind Stone out of him in Infinity War. So it's not entirely him. You could probably still be Vision without it, right?
Shoulder shrug.
I think so.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
So do we need, going forward, do we need Vision?
You want Wanda to go off the deep end. You need him. I think that's her balance.
Let her go off the deep
Want her to
end.
go
Let her
deep
drown
end.
like
She
she
probably
said
end up
she
being
was
like
feeling.
She probably end up being like the Phoenix, at a certain point. So like,
Yeah, that never goes well.
No, not for love, not for anybody.
House of M, Phoenix.
No, wait, I love you. Boom.
Yeah.
Blown to oblivion.
I want to see Wanda and Doctor Strange battle it out. That's all I want to see.
Make it your wish.
Wow, that would be something. Do
It's
they ever do that in
happening.
comics?
I don't know.
He's the Sorcerer Supreme.
Wait.
So I think he's got to become.
Y'all haven't read all the comics that are out there? I thought that was a prerequisite.
Oh yeah, all of them. We read all of them.
Jeez, yeah, I gave up. Yeah, I stopped. I was collecting comics up into maybe the mid '90s, and then I just got a little old for that and started to have an adult life. But so I had a pretty sizable collection, and then I ended up selling it, and not too long after started spending money on little plastic bricks.
So I have a question.
Go ahead.
For what we know to this point, how does this show set up Doctor Strange?
Magic, all over the place.
Yep.
Sorry, I think you're gonna break your rule, Willie.
Well, she's bringing the madness. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Multiverse of Madness. That's what it's going to be called. I don't know about the multiverse. What we've seen, like now that she's just twisting reality and going mad, and she's bringing that part of it.
Well, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, you go, Willie.
After this last show, either Wanda is going to, Agatha is going to use Wanda to just get. She's either going to take her power and she's going to bust everything up, and they're going to have to go fix it, or she's going to do something to where Wanda's going to just do it herself and she's going to bust up everything.
Yeah, she's kind of on her way already.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
I think this conflict between Agatha and Wanda is going to maybe be the catalyst to open up all these doorways. Like Jesse, you said, with all the doorways, I mean, it's going to open up these connections to the multiverse. Because if you go back, when you look at Doctor Strange and how the Ancient One was describing all these infinite realities, maybe this exhibition of power by Wanda may be the catalyst for, it's going to alert Doctor Strange to, somebody ripped open, Pandora's box, basically.
Yeah, well, yeah, they're going to fight. Like something's going to go down because she's stringed up the kids in the street. Agatha's got it's almost the comic book with the kids in the hands.
Almost, yeah.
Things are coming out, holding the children.
I totally got that.
I kind of got that vibe from that, but way different. And then they're outside the house, so she's not trapped by the runes and the protection spell. So she had her red hands ready to go, and they're gonna duke it out. We see her fly in one of the early trailers, so I think we'll finally see that. They take off down the street. If I predict the next episode, they have a battle.
Well, and Vision's involved in that too.
And yeah, that's what is like tricking me about this episode, because they don't
where's
show
Vision?
They don't show Monica. She's got powers. They don't.
Yeah, I was just
show
gonna ask, where's
Vision.
she at right now?
They.
Other than flashbacks, they had like 4 of the characters.
Vision was with Darcy, and then Monica found Pietro, and I was like, none of that. We saw none of that in this episode. So there's going to be a Civil War type of all-out battle.
I'm still on the notion that the kids are still an illusion. And I think
the kids?
Probably using it because I think she's using it because it's a soft spot. It's a soft spot for Wanda. So to make Wanda vulnerable and go along with the emotions, I'm sure your kids, because you still believing that they're real, but they're not.
Well, because Vision's not real.
Nowhere did it say that Agatha did the kids. Even in that song from last week, they showed everything she did except the kids.
Right.
So I think the kids, Wanda actually did the kids.
I agree with that. But is Wanda powerful enough to create life like that? That's huge, man.
I think it's a manifestation.
Life like with an illusion. Remember, Vision ain't real. Not in this one. I mean, how you? I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a lot.
I don't think the kids are coming back.
I think they're fake. Well, they're made up in there like Vision is.
Yeah. I see this with Vision. So here's her creating Vision, and her red magic, I think, turns in, or more of that mind gem power creates a magical soul of Vision, but there's no physical form here. And somehow that's going to have to create with the white Vision weapon that you just saw at the end of the show. If she somehow puts her magic into that white Vision, then you could have both the physical and the mental. But the kids are all mental right now. I don't think there's no physical manifestation of them.
Yeah. She might get them back in Doctor Strange. She might find them in another multiverse.
Doctor Strange might put her in another pocket of reality, fake reality, to keep her in check. Who knows?
We'll know next week.
We'll know. One more week.
So where is the Mind Stone right now? If you go in chronological order, Cap took it back to where it left, because that was the whole key that they described. You know, when Bruce was having his conversation with the Ancient One, about putting it right back at the exact moment it was taken. Well, it was taken out of Vision's forehead.
No, didn't they grab the staff? He just grabbed the staff.
No, they took it.
But that's when Thanos took it.
When he took it back to another timeline. The timeline we're in now, the stones are destroyed.
No, they put them back.
From another timeline. Remember, they went to another timeline to get the stone.
There is only 17 minutes left on this stream.
Right.
We cannot get into time travel theory.
Willie's right. Yeah, they borrowed.
You asked the question.
They borrowed.
Let's correct it. Let's correct it. They put it back in the same timeline, so they didn't create an alternate timeline, right?
But
same timeline,
right?
So they wouldn't. Why off?
They took it back to the timeline they took it from.
Right.
The timeline that we're in.
Right.
They are destroyed.
Yes.
That's why they had to go to another timeline to get the stones.
Ouch.
In the past. The same timeline in the past.
Right.
Well, somehow we have to branch off on other storylines. The Infinity Saga is kind of done. They're going to go in other directions with magic. We have witches now. Are we going to get mutants? I mean, we were all
We have to be getting mutants.
thinking.
I think we're seeing the first one with Wanda.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't said it yet, but I think
she was at least born with witch powers.
they're trying to allude to her being a mutant by having these abilities as a young kid, stopping the bomb and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's exciting.
That's interesting because when you go into like Wiccan lore, it's usually, you know, a witches have a predisposition for magic, and so that's how they become that, and that's not necessarily the X gene. It's something else, but
So it's not? You don't think it's the X gene?
not in all of them, because I mean, if you look back, so how about Agatha back in the late 1800s? Is she a mutant because she's able to? She's more powerful naturally.
Bitch, doing these spells.
Well, I can compare her to Doctor Strange a little bit.
Sure, yeah.
Because he doesn't have any powers either. The only superpower he has the photographic memory.
Yeah.
So Agatha, I guess, has some book knowledge, like ancestral book knowledge, I guess, that she's been able to carry for so many years. So I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's just how I see it.
Well, lots of stories to tell.
Lots of stories.
Lots of questions.
Lots of questions.
Yes.
More questions after every
Yeah.
episode than answers.
We have a rundown of Marvel shows that we can look forward to, and
The Winter Soldier. Did anyone see
that's
teaser
the
for
next
that?
thing.
No.
Falcon and Winter Soldier is coming out March 19th.
Yeah.
So we have about 3 weeks.
Like exactly 3 weeks, don't we? It's going to be a Friday night or a Friday morning show, or Friday show?
So we got one more week of WandaVision, and then a week off, and then 2 weeks, and then Falcon and Winter Soldier. That'll be nice, and that'll be longer episodes, I hear, but still about, I forget, 9 episodes.
Jesse, I have a question about that March 19th.
Yeah,
Snyder Cut comes out on the 18th.
yeah.
We need a longer show on that Friday.
I'm going to have to take some time off of work.
We will.
That's 4 hours.
I don't want to break it up. I think we've got. You're right, though. Well, we won't know a lot with episode 1 of Falcon and Winter. We'll see. But I definitely want to continue with this with you guys. I definitely want to maybe play around with the time frame. If this doesn't work out, we can talk about it. But we've had a few people, at least the panel is showing up. I'm not really seeing any chat today, but that's okay. People watch it later. I think I don't know if I said it last time, but if you haven't watched the show, you're not going to watch the spoiler shit.
Right.
Yeah.
So we have to almost, maybe we could play around with a Saturday or a Sunday to see if people have watched the show by then, or like Willie says, if we have more content to discuss.
We could do like Saturday morning. We could all have a bowl of like Fruit Loops and get together in our jams. Talk about. I don't know.
I'd have to do it before.
Like the good old days.
Anyway, yeah, we'll see. Thanks for bringing up Zack Snyder Cut, Willie. We'll get there, and then we'll have May Black Widow, and June Loki, and July Shang-Chi. All those dates are
I'm
set.
looking forward to that.
As far as I know. So that's a
Disney
lot of
Plus
Marvel.
becoming the old ball and chain.
Yeah.
Man,
Disney
they got to
Plus
get
is-
their. I don't know, man. They got to get their act together. Or something. Stuff and things are happening, and it's just like, come on, man. Can you just please entertain us?
We've got the
Are
hex
you not
on.
entertained?
They got the hex on us.
Something.
Yeah. There's other shows that don't have dates. So that when I was like telling you guys we're gonna have Marvel every week, all year round. We don't know when, but we're gonna get What If animated.
Oh my gosh, that was my favorite comic. Oh my, I loved that because I love that alternate idea kind of a thing. In fact, at one point, I was thinking about writing a book, like a legit book, and I was like, well, I can't call it What If because it's already been taken. Although there actually is a book called What If, and it's all about pivotal moments in our world history. That, hey, if this didn't happen, how would the world have... It's a fascinating book, but I was like, yeah, if this one little thing was different.
Yeah.
So, I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be sweet.
Yeah, we're going to get Agent Peggy Carter, Captain America, and Marvel Zombies. I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, that's going to be sweet.
Doctor Strange versus evil Doctor Strange.
Oh, yeah, evil stuff. I think we'll see an evil Cap in this Winter Soldier show too. U.S. Agent is like.
Oh yeah, he's a dick.
Yeah,
I couldn't think of another word.
Yeah,
guys,
so we'll see a little bit of that. I think that'll kind of warm us up, and the Loki show is just going to be all over the place, like a Doctor Who show or something. Time Agent, what are they called? I don't know.
Owen Wilson. Oh my god, I'm like, what? Really? They're bringing Owen Wilson into the MCU. Yeah. I can't wait.
It's weird.
That'll be interesting.
Further along, Disney Plus will give us Ms. Marvel. That's great. And Hawkeye is definitely looking good.
Okay.
She-Hulk. So warming up to Young Avengers.
What about She-Hulk?
She-Hulk?
I forget She-Hulk.
Oh, She-Hulk?
That should be
I don't know that that's this year.
Oh.
This is my list. Those is all this year? 2021. Yes.
Jeez.
So I brought you through July, and then these are no dates. I don't know the dates, but they're supposed to be this year still. What If, Ms. Marvel, Hawkeye, and then at the end of the year, we're going to get Eternals and Spider-Man. Christmas.
Wow.
So can we take the last little 8 minutes to talk about Spider-Man?
Sure.
What was it? No Way Home?
No, Home Slice, I thought.
Home Slice.
They teased
Homeschooled.
Home Wrecker.
Work from home.
Yeah, they teased a bunch of home and things that they threw out.
Home Run.
Home Alone. Oh wait, already taken.
Yeah.
Homer and
There's
Bart.
a trailer for it, but we got the title.
We got the teaser. Yeah, so that's gonna be interesting because it's supposed to be Doctor Strange 2 that has Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire for it, right? But Spider-Man 3 is supposed to have Doc Ock and Electro.
Really?
Jamie Foxx and what's his name?
So they're just recasting those people, huh?
Well, they're bringing them back as their characters.
Wow.
From the old movies.
From the old movies, but from the different genres, or not genres, but different whatever actors, retcons. I don't know words.
I could have swore Tom Holland said that he confirmed that Toby and Andrew aren't going to be in the movie.
Well, but was it Doctor Strange though that they were coming to that one?
Oh, maybe.
But then Doc Ock and where's Morbius? That's the other one because Vulture is supposed to be in that one, and that movie looks like it's in the can pretty much.
Oh right,
yeah.
Morbius.
That's right.
What happened there?
Huh.
By the way, Jesse, I love your wallpaper. Did you make that?
I found it.
Oh. Well, you found a good one.
Yep. Yeah, classic WandaVision comic book, all in the background there. Thanks. It's getting better, I'm figuring out the show here. I appreciate you guys being here so we can just geek out a little bit. What else? Was that it for Spider-Man? Do you guys want to touch on, we're at an hour almost, so we should touch on, like I said, Superman and Lois. Episode 1 is on the CW. Anybody watch that?
No.
I did. I'm into it so far.
I've seen it. Willie saw it. Troy saw half of it, or a little more than half.
Most of it.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It was better, like cinematic, felt like a movie. It was a pilot episode, so it was a little longer.
Yeah.
And who's playing
CGI was
Superman?
good for TV.
Well, they've done Superman and Supergirl, so it's the Arrowverse version of Superman that they have done. The same actor, I believe. I don't know his name. Osgood, or I don't know what it is.
Because I did see an interview with the Superman from Superman Returns, and he was talking about how they were asking him to come back to do something in their whole.
Oh, that's already happened.
Oh, it did.
Yeah, he
is it coming
as...
on, or is he going to be continuing?
No, it was just a one-off for an episode. Okay. I think it was for Supergirl or The Flash, or I can't remember which one it was. It was. I think it was a crossover episode.
Well, they do an origin story in the beginning of the episode, and they do it really quick here, where he lands and.
Jeez, I haven't seen that 300 times.
Right, but they just touch on it really, really, really fast.
It's a little different. It ain't the exact same, like Bruce Wayne's parents.
Oops.
Yeah, he figures out he's got powers there, and he's in Smallville, and they go back to Smallville. Basically, the new series is going to be him growing up with kids, and the kids are in high school, starting high school, and the kids are kind of going through the same how to learn their powers. But we half
Kryptonian kids,
half Kryptonian, half human, and we only see
whose mom, Lois.
Lois, yeah. Here's a good callback.
This was my favorite part of the beginning.
He's got the green, yeah.
There's the green car.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Action Comics. And his suit with the black.
Why PT Cruiser? Why a PT Cruiser? Come on.
Because all they're good for is smashing up.
Okay, I'll give you that one.
Anyway, there's the Superman actor. I forget his name.
Yeah, that's the animated Fleischer suit. It looked amazing.
This looks straight out of Christopher Reeve and Lois meeting Lois, and he's all flustered, and Clark Kent-y, and she's looking like the hotshot reporter.
She
looks a little like Courtney Cox.
Yeah, she's interesting looking. She looks like an elf or something.
Yeah, I don't know if I like her as Lois.
Yeah, I'm warming up to her, but yeah, at this point I was like, what?
Yeah.
This is how I view it. Marvel quality, DC quantity. I mean, it's just like they just put out so much. It's just too much almost. But I don't know. How many times can you retcon this story?
Yeah. Well, they get married. Here's where we can flash forward to. Well, they're still doing the opening scene here, but so they have kids now. That's where the story differs, I think. Now, I don't know if we've seen a story of the twin kids.
WandaVision River.
Yeah.
I'll tell you how the story's gonna go. The emo son is gonna turn evil. He's got these awesome powers, because they didn't tell him that his brother had superpowers. So he's going to be all pissed off. That's how it's going to go.
You might change your
brother
mind
versus-
when you finish the first episode.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yes.
I guess I shouldn't say anything until I
Don't
watch.
just say, you probably need to finish.
it.
I just see,
So
I
they-
just see the folks from Krypton, I see his, Superman's brothers and sisters probably find them, and they gonna flip one of them kids. That's what's gonna happen. They're gonna flip one of them kids to be evil. So that's the natural way, that's the natural way to do it.
Did they introduce Lex Luthor? I heard he was
yeah. there
well
we
done
go.
in this. Oh wait,
So,
speak of the devil, literally.
Is
There
this
you
this is
go.
episode 2? This is the second episode?
No, this is the end of the episode.
Oh, it says 1, 2.
Yeah, this is probably the second part of the first episode.
It's
Oh.
like a 2-parter pilot. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They don't do another trailer or nothing. They just go right into. Let's see. They're showing. This is just a review video, but they showed Lex there at the beginning. I'll go back. Let's just go back out of that. We'll let you guys catch up. They do a twist at the end of the pilot, which was like Willie says, they did it better than I expected. The Arrowverse, they didn't really touch on the Arrowverse stuff, which I was really
It didn't say anything about it.
like. We've seen him before in Supergirl. They had a crossover event with Legend.
Multiple crosses.
Yeah, 2 or 3, and.
Didn't that originate from? Was it the Flash?
Flash
Didn't it all
was
originate from that?
Arrow was first, and then Flash. But Flash got the rankings, the ratings.
Yeah, and
Flash was the best.
I actually started watching that, and I thought it was pretty good.
No, yeah, Flash
but wasn't it the Flash that because of the what's his power called the Flash?
In the Speed Force.
Thank you, Speed Force. And when he started screwing around with time, isn't that what kind of opened up the multiverse?
Yeah, and yeah, we might see more of that in the Zack Snyder cut because they show CW Flash meeting.
Because they showed last season they did the Crisis
on Infinite Earths.
crossover, so they tried to go into that, but did Flash cause that? I can't remember.
Well, when I stopped watching was right when the what was the other series they with Firestorm?
Lex had a book.
Legends.
Legend of Tomorrow. Yeah. So that kind of took off, and Flash had he was his first instance of going back in time or changing time, and then it kind of got off the rails from there because he really didn't know how to control it. Unfortunately, I stopped watching right when all that stuff happened, so I don't know what I'm talking about at all.
Well, we'll I don't know. We'll have. I want to talk about new stuff, but if we need to go back and recap certain stuff once we like. So I think we're going to get new Flash Tuesday.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Been waiting a long time for that.
So we can touch on all these new episodes and then recap a few things as we talk about new episodes. We hit our 1 hour mark. Any closing remarks from Bryce? Where are you at with your Lego build?
So let's move
Really
to the top.
quickly. What are you
Let's go
doing?
move to the top. So can you put the screen Jesse in now?
You're glitching out now. Okay.
Dang it, I am.
Yeah. Glitching out.
Wow.
You're modulating the bank. All right. Good luck. Willie, did you build the mech?
I did. It's all done.
We have a Spider-Man mech built on the stream. Very good.
I liked all the mixel parts you get with those.
Yeah. And look at that. Troy built the Miles one in the
Oh,
background.
I got to
too.
get the hold of that one.
Yeah, this fig's
You know what I'll
awesome.
do? I'll just send some pictures to the superhero chat.
I like that Miles figure.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
Hood's really cool.
Yeah, I like the Mixel joints. They did a good job with those mechs. I
Kind of wish they would have given you an actual human head though, instead of just this mask. But
Mm.
Oh yeah, an alternate face. Yeah.
Yeah, I got that 3-pack from Costco that had the Spider-Man, the Thanos, and the Iron Man.
Oh, 3-pack. I have those 3. I don't have Thor or Captain America.
yeah, I don't either.
Quick tip: if you guys are Costco members, go to Costco the week before Christmas. They throw their Lego stuff. They put 50% off their Lego stuff.
Yes. Yes, they do.
Yeah, they had the big $100 police station for $50. And I was totally out of Christmas money, so I was like, otherwise I would have filled up my freaking cart with that.
Wow.
Yeah, I will remember next year.
Very good.
Cool.
All right, thanks for the Lego tip, Larry. Mel, any where are you at with the Slave One?
Nothing to see here. Nothing to see.
Nothing to see here.
Nothing to see here. Do not look behind the curtain.
Slave 1.
Yeah, which Slave One are you building, Mel?
The only one.
The
I thought you already built that.
Are you building the UCS?
Yeah.
Up, Happy Dude and Rachel, thanks for chatting in. We're going to end the stream, though, at about an hour every time so that I can keep some sort of consistency. So thanks again to the panel. Thanks again for showing up and talking about the WandaVision. We'll have one more, the finale, to talk about, and then we'll see where the show goes from there. Thanks to viewers and subscribers that are watching this after they watch the episode, because I know it's a struggle to watch right away on the same day and then watch a spoiler show, but that's kind of what I do. So I'm hoping other people are doing the same.
You make time for what's important.
Marvel, superheroes, Star Wars, and Lego. All right, guys, we'll sign off from now, and until next week, Excelsior.
Yes.